So hello everyone, welcome to another session here today at this year's Ireland Graduate Careers Fair. In the next half an hour, Angela Ferguson, who is an Early Careers Recruitment Manager at Deloitte, is going to speak to you about the Deloitte graduate program and all the opportunities that are available there. As always, with all the other sessions, I'm sure you have the hang of it by now. You can ask questions using the chat box below and upvote any questions you want to see me put to Angela at the end. Please ask, as many as you'd like, and I'll try and get to all of them if possible. So without any further ado, I will now leave you in the capable hands of Angela Ferguson.
Thanks very much, Piers. Great to see everyone this afternoon. I hope you're enjoying the careers fair so far. I know I've had a great time speaking to a wide range of students this morning. I am here today to speak to you about the opportunities that we currently have within our graduate programs in Deloitte Ireland. And before we start, I just wanted to introduce myself. I am the Early Careers Recruitment Manager at Deloitte Ireland, as Piers mentioned. I've only been doing this role since April this year, but prior to that, I was working in other graduate positions, looking after graduate recruitment and apprentice recruitment across Europe for the last couple of years. What we're going to do today is just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of Deloitte, give you a bit more information about us and the company, talk about the graduate opportunities that we currently have open, then speak a bit about our application and interview process, which is different from previous years. We've made some changes this year, so hopefully that'll be interesting for you to learn about. Then give you some information on the Deloitte graduate journey and what it's like as a graduate in one of our programs, and then finish off with our 5 top reasons to apply. And as always, as Piers mentioned, there's a quick Q&A session at the end as well. So please do feel free to ask any questions that you may have throughout the session. So we're going to start now with a bit of background information about Deloitte. So Deloitte is a world-class firm of expert business advisors serving senior business leaders who are seeking to protect and create value in a complex, dynamic environment. Our objective is to help our clients succeed by achieving or anticipating tomorrow's agenda with focused, insightful, and fresh thinking born out of our multidisciplinary strengths. We draw upon our specialist skills in audit, tax, consulting, and corporate finance, both within Ireland and across the Deloitte worldwide network. What's different about Deloitte is our people who focus on building long-term relationships and are determined to deliver measurable value for our clients' businesses. With over 3,000 people in Ireland, Deloitte Ireland provides audit, tax, consulting, and corporate finance services to public and private clients, spanning multiple industries. With a globally connected network of member firms in more than 150 countries, Deloitte brings world-class capabilities and deep local expertise to help clients succeed wherever they operate. We have offices based throughout Ireland. Our main office is in Dublin, but we also have regional offices in Belfast, Cork, Limerick, and Galway. We're the #1 professional services company in the world. So we refer to ourselves as one firm with 5 businesses, and on screen at the minute you can see those 5 different business areas: audit and assurance, tax and legal, consulting, risk advisory, and financial advisory. And our multidisciplinary capability ensures that we have access to professionals with the right expertise and experience to provide a range of integrated audit, tax, consulting, and corporate finance services across all industry sectors. We've implemented a focused strategy to grow our market presence, and this in turn has yielded considerable success, both in terms of marketplace recognition and client wins. Deloitte is an innovator that is expanding its capabilities in areas such as cognitive technologies, cloud computing, digital applications, cyber, and risk. Globally, Deloitte has more than 334,000 professionals unified by a collaborative culture that fosters integrity, outstanding value to markets and clients, commitment to each other, and strength from diversity. We enjoy an environment of continuous learning, challenging experiences, and enriching careers opportunities. Now I'm going to show a video, hopefully everyone is able to see a short video on the impact that we make at Deloitte. So hopefully this works for everybody to be able to hear. Sorry, it's always slow when we're recording or live streaming this. So hopefully this works better for everybody now. It's coming. So every day in Deloitte, we challenge ourselves to do what matters most for clients, for our people, and for society. We have to ask what matters most. How do we bring meaningful ideas and solve the biggest challenges? Then we have to go above and beyond to deliver that. We serve clients distinctively, bringing in innovative insights, solving complex challenges, and unlocking sustainable growth. We inspire our talented professionals to deliver outstanding value to clients, providing an exceptional career experience, and to society, building confidence and trust in the markets, upholding the integrity of organizations, and supporting our community. Deloitte empowers their employees to work and behave through the firm's 5 values. And they are leading the way, foster inclusion, collaborate for measurable impact, serve with integrity, and take care of each other. So now I've given you a bit of background information on Deloitte. We are going to look in a bit more detail about the opportunities that we currently have within our graduate programs for this year. At Deloitte, we know we're at our best when we can be our true and rounded selves at work. Human beings aren't just lists of strengths and qualifications. Our fears are as motivating as our ambitions, our doubts as grounding as our self-belief. It's the diversity within each one of us that makes us strong and brilliant, because what helps us to connect and make an impact that matters for our client and our world. Our structured graduate program provides a collaborative, open environment where you can have a voice and bring your great ideas to life. You'll be an important part of the team from day one, working face to face with clients on jobs that are relevant to our interests. As you go, you'll enjoy a supportive environment where everyone is accessible and invested in your training and growth. On screen now, you'll see the 8 graduate programs that we currently have live at the minute. You can find these on our website, which is deloitte.ie/students. So you'll be able to find the roles that we have opened there. And when you go on that website, if you click into each of these different pathways, you'll be able to find much more information about the program and what we are involved in. For the majority of programs that you see here on screen, they are open in our locations throughout Ireland, with the exception of consulting, which is only available in Dublin. The application deadline for the majority of programs is the 13th of October, which is Wednesday, just under 2 weeks away. But because of the changes we've made to our recruitment process that we'll discuss in a bit more detail later, we recommend that you start your application process by the Monday, the 11th of October. That's just to make sure you have enough time to get everything completed before the deadline. Anyone who's applying for any of our roles in Belfast or for our actuarial program, the closing date is later. It's the 25th of October. That's the Monday, and we recommend that you begin your application on the Friday beforehand for the same reason. So outside of the programs, who exactly are we looking for? We encourage applications from a wide variety of disciplines. You know, we aren't just looking for one particular background type. And that's because we genuinely do believe that our success and our strengths lies in the fact that we look at people from a wide range of backgrounds, because that means everybody is trying to solve a problem with a different lens. And that really helps us be much more successful in our day-to-day business. There's a couple of things on screen that you can see that you need to have in order to be considered for our program. The first one is the one on top there. You have to have achieved or be on target for a 2-1 honours degree or higher. There's also a wide range of strengths and values there that you can see on screen that would be useful. I'm not going to read through them all, but there's a couple of things that I want to highlight now. Being self-motivated and proactive, both of those are really important things for us to see. The ability to learn quickly as well and demonstrate leadership. If you don't need to show everything that you see on screen here, but if you can think of any way that you can show these strengths, whether it's through your studies, maybe through sports that you've done or other interests outside of your studies, that's what we're looking for, a way for you to show us exactly how you bring to life these strengths. If you have some relevant work experience, that's always a bonus, but it's not essential for our programs. We don't always look for people who have those internships behind them, but it is something that might add extra value to your application. But like I said, we have definitely brought people on board without them. So as I mentioned, our application process this year has changed slightly. So anyone who's applied for us in previous years, it will look very different. The first thing you need to do when you apply for a role is have your CV ready. And this is normally the part that takes the most time when you're preparing your applications. There's a couple of top tips for you when you're preparing your CV. Make sure you include your educational results. It's really important to us that you have that information on there. You may be in your final year and you don't have your final educational results, but you might know your results for your previous years. Do include all that information in there. Highlight the key skills and competencies that maybe relate to the previous slide in your CV, whether that's, like I said, from extracurricular activities or from your studies. Keep your format simple and easy to read. And I always think that the top tip I can give anyone for the CV is make sure you've spell checked it before you upload it. There's nothing worse than getting a CV that has some common spelling errors in it. So you'll upload your CV as part of your application, and you need to complete an application form. And unfortunately, that does mean answering some of the questions that's already in your CV with the way our systems are. You also need to complete a couple of questionnaires just to find out a bit more about you. Once you've gone through that, you will be invited to complete our online immersive assessment. This is new for us this year and includes some videos and questions that give you a bit more information about what it could be like to work at Deloitte, and give you some more information on the types of projects and tasks that you might have if you're successful with us. That online assessment can take about an hour to complete, so it is important you allow time for that as part of the application process. If you're successful at that stage, the next stage is a recorded video interview. Now, not all of our business areas use this format, so if you aren't invited to it, don't panic, but it is across the majority of our business areas. It only takes about 15-20 minutes to complete, and just helps give us a bit more information about you. So we're not just relying on your CV for our recruitment process. If you're successful at the video interview stage, and again, that's a recorded video interview, the final step is a virtual in-person interview, in person but virtually, with members of the management team from the business area that you are interested in. Those interviews take place week commencing the 1st of November for Dublin and the 20th of October for our regions. Our interviews are competency based. They'll last for an hour, and it'll be very similar to what you would have had if you were meeting with us face to face. The only difference is they'll be run over Microsoft Teams. A couple of top tips for you for any roles that you're applying for. Try and download the job or save the job description of any roles you apply for, so that when it comes to the interview, you can reread the job description and refresh your memory on what exactly we're looking for. Also think about why you've applied to this specific program. So why Deloitte? Why that business area? And remember, the interview is as much an opportunity for you to interview us as it is for us to interview you. So make sure you have some questions prepared. If there's something you want to know more about that business area or your possible career with us, try and think of a couple of questions in advance. It's just as important for you to make sure this is the right program for you. And finally, it can be really difficult talking about yourself in this situation. It always feels awkward to be singing your own praises, especially in a virtual setting. But you need to do that. You need to be able to sell yourself. So make sure you take some practice, because practice really does make perfect. Maybe ask your friends or your family to ask you a question, or a sample question or two. Research online, there's lots of sample interview questions out there, and just try and practice answering them so that you feel confident in speaking about yourself. And again, remember, with this new application process, our application deadline is the 15th of October, but we do recommend that you apply a couple of days ahead of that to give yourself enough time to get through all of these stages. We won't be inviting anyone to interview until after the applications have closed, probably a week after that. So don't worry if you apply and you don't hear anything for a week or two. That's not an issue. And just for the final stage here, once the interviews are completed, we will be moving to offer stage really quickly, normally within 24 hours of the interviews happening. And the idea is that you will be offered in November, but the programs don't start till September or autumn of next year. Now we're going to move on a bit about the Deloitte graduate journey and just give you a bit more information about what is important to us here in Deloitte. First of all, with our graduate program, our overall commitment is to learning and development, to the professional development of our people, and that is absolute. We focus on technical, client relationships and technology skills, and it's reinforced by on-the-job training. And our tailored graduate journey will ensure that you continue to progress in your career. At Deloitte, we aim to grow leaders for the future, building world-class capabilities for maximum client impact and consistently deliver an exceptional development experience to our people. If you aim to take your professional exams, we will support you along the way. You can read more about our exam success at Deloitte on our student website. That's deloitte.ie/student. And that'll show you how we can help you to succeed with your professional exams. As you expect, the specific training you get will depend on the kind of role you have chosen. And we'll do everything we can to help you succeed and lead as an expert in the field. And that includes things like being given a coach who will mentor you and support your development throughout your program at Deloitte. Also, we have great social life in Deloitte, great opportunities to network. In the last year with COVID, things have been a bit less involved as they previously have been because everything's had to be virtual, but we still have managed to have those opportunities to network and to meet new people. And finally, as you might have noticed, you definitely will have an opportunity to make an impact. We have great opportunities within Deloitte for you to give back to your communities in a variety of ways. So we're going to finish up this presentation today with the top 5 reasons that we have for why you might want to apply to Deloitte. Top 5 reasons are all on screen there, but let's go into a bit more detail. So Deloitte Ireland, we're an award-winning employer. We were voted the most popular graduate employer, a recruiter in the accountancy professional services space by an online poll of approximately 20,000 students this year by Grad Ireland in their Graduate Recruitment Awards. We were also awarded Best Student Marketing Campaign, voted by a panel of expert judges at Grad Ireland. We were selected as one of Ireland's most attractive employers in the latest Universum research. We ranked 4th among business students and 21st amongst STEM students. And we've also been awarded Open Company status on Glassdoor. And the Open Company program recognizes employers that proactively promote and embrace workplace transparency on the Glassdoor platform. You'll have a valuable career journey where you'll be supported to never stop growing. We really believe that your expertise is our capability. We have an inclusive culture. And at Deloitte, we work in an environment where everyone belongs, where everyone is supported and heard and empowered to make a valuable contribution. Your reward at Deloitte is competitive. It supports our purpose and enables our people to never stop growing. Your reward at Deloitte is much more than just your salary. It's your pension, your leave, your healthcare, your recognition, your development, your pay, your savings, your well-being, and your time. We aim to offer support and benefits that suit you wherever you are in your life journey. And finally, you will have a great opportunity to make an impact in our communities. So if you're interested in this, there's a lot of ways that you can join the conversation with us. We are active in all the major social media streams. You can see our different handles on screen now. Do feel free to join them and follow us and find out a bit more about us at Deloitte Ireland. There's an email address there for all student queries. It's gradrecruitmentie@deloitte.ie. Any emails you send there will come back to you to be able to help you with any questions you might have, whether that's about our program, about life at Deloitte, or the application process in general. And I've mentioned the website already, but please do go to our website, deloitte.ie/students, where you can find a lot more information about our different career programs, career pathways. You can read about specific people who are already employed as graduates within those programs, and some application tips, interview tips, and finding out more about how you can make an impact in the business. That is the end of our session today. I kind of feel like it comes to a really abrupt end there, so I know we have time for a Q&A now, but I just wanted to come on and check with you to see if if you have any questions. I know Pierce is going to bring that back to us now, but also if you want to take a screenshot or make a note of any of these handles that you can see on screen, please do so. We really do want you to follow us and interact with us and join the conversation in these different networks. Piers, do you want to hand over if there's any questions on your side?
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, Angela. Thanks so much for that. That was really, good and thorough insight into just, not only specifically the graduate program and different streams, but, Deloitte as a company as a whole, which I'm sure people watching really appreciate. And, like I said, thanks for leaving that slide up there. So people do want to, screenshot it, take it down if they can. This session will be able to watch, you'll be able to watch it again as well here on the platform for a week and also on our YouTube channel. So these details will be there. They'll be on the Deloitte Careers website, obviously, as well. And if you search for Deloitte on gradireland.com, all these details there are there as well. So there's loads of places, different places to get them. So look, we've time for a few questions that I'm gonna fire you away, Angela, if that's all right. And the first one here is, I think actually really good, which is says they're a business graduate and that's where the degree is in. Obviously, look, there's multiple streams within the Deloitte program, but any advice for someone maybe who doesn't come from finance consultancy background, who's maybe looking to apply for, I think this is actually something I really, really want to do. What advice would you have for someone who doesn't come from a finance background?
To be honest, we really are open to all backgrounds. I think there's this assumption that to work at Deloitte you have to come from a finance or an accountancy background, and that's not the case. We have people who join and take professional qualifications in accountancy who come from a business background. What advice I would give you is really make sure you're highlighting your skills and your strengths. Whether it's a business degree, a legal degree, an arts degree, what you do in your studies and your extracurricular activities will bring that range of skills and strengths that we feel are important for our program. So make sure you're highlighting them. You might feel that it's more important to do that if you're not coming from a traditional accountancy or finance background, but make sure you are letting us know what you can bring in terms of your leadership skills, in terms of your resilience, in terms of your ability to work as part of a team. And when you get to our immersive online assessments and video interviews, make sure you're really highlighting those aspects so that you're selling yourself. You don't need to sell yourself any more than anybody else, but if it'll help you feel more confident if you've been able to include that information in your CV.
Excellent. Yeah, really, really good practical advice there. There's one here which says, is it possible to apply for multiple roles? So I'm assuming, like, obviously, it is. You can go onto the website and apply for the different streams. But I think maybe to extrapolate from that a little bit, would it be seen as a negative maybe if your name and your CV is coming up, say from your and Angela, across the different streams? Would that show that maybe this person doesn't really know what they want to do, or is it positive to show that, look, no, I really, really want to work for Deloitte?
We actually prefer, we want everyone to just apply for one program this year, the program they prefer most. That's not to say that there might not be flexibility in the application process, but we want one application per person, just so we know where their motivation is, because our programs are so different. And we just feel that if you are applying for one program, you've really thought about which of our programs suit you best, and that will help drive how your CV looks, how your application looks, because you've thought about which is the best program for you. So people can apply for more than one program, but we are likely to decline you and go for either the program you've applied for first, or maybe reach out to you and find out which is your preferred program. But we do want you to select a preference for the program. You are asked in the application form, if you're not successful or not, if we're oversubscribed to a program, what's your second preference area? So it's not like we're saying you can only you'll only be considered for that one area, but we only want one application, and that's just because it takes an hour to complete our immersive online assessment. You really don't want to have to complete that multiple times. So if you apply for one program, but do make sure you've gone onto our website and read through all of our open programs to make a decision on which program you would prefer.
Perfect. I think that thoroughly answers that, Angela. And then one here, which is very topical at the moment as well, and it comes up a lot actually in these talks, which people are saying, what is, if I was successful in the graduate program, is it a hybrid model that Deloitte are going from now in terms of working? Are we going back to the office full time? Is it full time from home? What's the situation around the hybrid working?
Really good and really relevant question there. At the minute, we're very much, I would say the majority of us are still working from home. Our offices are back open and people can go into the office. And if you're in a program where you're much more client involved, you may be back in the office more than back office people. I, for myself, for example, haven't been in the office for a number of months. But I would say that we're flexible on that front. We are trying to make sure it works for everybody who works for us. Oh, pardon me, everybody who works for us as much as our clients. So it is a very much a hybrid model at the minute. Some people are back in the office 1 or 2 days a week. Some people are not back in the office at all, depending on how much you need to be there. Some people are on client sites as needed as well.
Excellent. Again, really, really well answered, Angela. And that's unfortunately all the questions we have time for. Sorry if I didn't get to ask your ones, but just there's so many that came in. But Angela, I think your presentation answers a lot of them as well, which is always, really, really good and a good sign. So thank you so much for your time today and for imparting the insights. That's thanks from me and everyone watching as well. As I mentioned earlier, you'll be able to watch this full presentation again here on the platform for a full week, and it'll be on the Grad Ireland YouTube channel at some stage as well. So thanks again, Angela. The next session taking place is at 5 to 2, and that'll be with Rachel Nolan from Sabas, and she'll be actually talking about teaching opportunities in Dubai. So we're changing tack ever so slightly for the next one. But thanks again, Angela, for your time. Really appreciate it, and thank you for everybody watching.
Thanks, everybody. Great to meet you all.